Hey everyone, it's Barbara and Tim, and we are in Coweta, Oklahoma, at the graves of Christina Riggs and her two babies. Um, Christina murdered her babies and then tried to commit suicide. And we're going to read the stones and then we'll give you a little bit of history. So I'll let you take this,
Yeah.
and we're going to switch off here.
So this is Christina right here, where she's buried, right here.
See if you can get a close up on her photo. Christina Thomas Riggs, September 2nd, 1971 to May 2nd, 2000. She was 28. I think it says 28 years old. I guess she was going to turn 29 in 2000, of course. And then these are her babies over here. Somebody's left toys. It's Justin D. Thomas. That's Dalton. Justin Dalton Thomas. He was born in 1992 and died in 1997. He was 5 years old. And Shelby A. Riggs, that's Alexis Riggs, born in 1994, died in 1997, and she was almost, well, I guess she was three. She was 3 years old. And we got a good close up of the photos there, Tim.
Yes.
It says Our Darling Children at the bottom. And there's toys that people have left. Looks like there's on the photo. The picture is an angel and a bridge, and the two children crossing the bridge. So I guess that's a bridge to heaven, and the angels watching over them as they cross over into heaven. I guess that's what that represents. And so, let me see. We have a little bit on that. Let's see. I'm going to read something to you. Christina Marie Riggs was convicted of the November 1997 murders of her two children, Justin Dalton Thomas, age 5, and Shelby Alexis Riggs, it says age 2 on here. Riggs was a licensed practical nurse, and she planned to kill the children with injections of drugs she obtained from her hospital. When she injected her son with potassium chloride, it caused pain but not death. So she smothered both children to death, then attempted suicide. Defense attorneys mentioned Riggs' depression and post traumatic stress disorder during her trial, but Riggs did not put up a defense in the penalty phase. She waived her appeals and was executed by lethal injection less than 2 years after her convictions. She was the first woman to be executed in Arkansas since 1845. So they were living in Sherwood, Arkansas. That's where she was working at a hospital, and where the murder took place of her children in Arkansas. And so, we just don't know what would bring a mother to the point of killing her babies and then trying to commit suicide. You know, it's just a bad deal. It's just tragic. Suicide's tragic in the first place. You just, what brings a person to that point that they want to take their life? And then this is just even a double tragedy because she murdered her children.
And she's, what was it she said? She took their lives because she didn't trust or want
She
to.
didn't she didn't want to burden her husband with raising the children, and she didn't want the children to live without a mother, and with the knowing that their mother had committed suicide. That was her reasoning. But you know, when a person is to the point of killing themselves, and especially to the point of killing their babies, something's snapped in their mind. Something's wrong. Something brought them events, life's events through the years, brought her to this point to do
It's
this.
so sad that they get to that point, but they're not only taking their life, but what they're taking from everybody else that truly did love them.
Yeah, yeah, their fathers and
Because
grandparents.
love's blind, and they, even though we all have faults, we get to that. We When you love somebody, you deal with those faults.
So there's another
And
look at the graves. They're buried, you know, beside their mother. And so for the family to do that, to
and
bury these babies next to the mother, the family felt like it
but
wasn't a vicious act, that she wasn't.
she had a few years in prison to think about
Two
this,
years, I think.
and she had time to think about everything that she had done and the reasons and whatever, and try to make her peace with God. And so she maybe she wanted to be uh, reunited with her children in whichever way, I guess, of the afterlife. But she was they're definitely buried here together by body, but we don't know by spiritually where that goes. But it's no doubt a sad tragedy. Yeah, so anybody that's having any kind of trouble, there's people, there's help.
Well, y'all, that's all we have for you. And so we're going to end this video and head off to Tulsa. We have another cemetery we're going to do for you today if we can find all the graves. It's a multiple murder. And so thanks for watching.